Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Eden Zero, Chapter 134. When we last left our heroes, we got a little bit of a training arc before Zhao Mei just kind of fast forwarded through the whole thing. It was pretty great. And then we kind of touched on the larger mysteries of the series as we set out from Foresta. As Xenolith, who last saw Ziggy during his trek to find Mother, where he met Shiki, he had no memory of meeting any of the Starshines. As the Starshines have also lost their memories. We also learned that Ziggy, when he was a good guy, had lost his memories. And his shift to villain came because of him regaining his memories. So a lot there to work out. And then Ziggy restated his desire to conquer Nero's empire as the start of his building a world ruled by machines. And yeah, that's where we left off. So let's jump right on into Chapter 134, Judgment Day. And we have, our picture here is of Rebecca in a suggestive pose in like cat-themed lingerie. Take of that what you will. Anyway, speaking of cat poses, we open with an Ao Neko channel video. Welcome to Ao Neko channel, meow wow, and Happy jumps in, meow wow. In this video, we take you to the planet of Mud. Mudroll. Mud? And we see all around them, is just like, looks like cliff faces that are just covered in mud. That's right, on this planet, instead of rain, it's mud and just then a bunch of mud falls on her. As she says, mud is falling from the sky. Ah, Shiki, help! Wah! And we see Couchpo, who's back on the ship watching the video. And Rebecca asks her, "What do you think, Couchpo?" "It's very surreal. And your editing needs work. Why the dorky title and sound effects?" And Rebecca is kind of stung there. "Here, try this, and there. Oh, you really know your stuff, Couchpo. I'm learning so much." And Happy chimes in, "Aye." And Couchpo asks her, "So, did you find a relic on the mud planet?" "Yeah, we got covered in mud, but we did it. But it was so big. And it was like an entire skyscraper." "Okay." Alright. And Shiki asks, "This is the relic?" And Pino responds, "Affirmative. Mother Ether confirmed." And Homura just asks, "What in the cosmos?" Wise looks at it. "It's a building, I think." And Rebecca, trying to make things easier for everyone, "Couldn't the relic be something inside the building?" But Pino shoots her down. "No, this edifice is the relic." Now what? No way we can carry this back." But Pino comforts Shiki. "Remember what happened on Red Cave? We don't have to carry it back. Our goal is to absorb the Mother Ether." And Happy asks, "But won't something this big take time?" "No, we only need to absorb some of it." And just then, Rebecca gets hit in the face with a bunch of mud. "It's raining mud again!" They all I love that Wise gets hit by the mud and just falls to the ground. And Homer calls, the ground is sinking! Ah! And then Wise and Rebecca are now shot up in... it was Homer and Rebecca who are caught in the quicksand. And then Wise and Rebecca caught up in the geyser. "The mud is shooting up in geysers! Aye!" And now the whole crew in like a mud tsunami. "The mud is flowing like a river! Ah! The mud is bouncing up and down! The mud is singing a song? What the fuck? The mud!" So yeah, it was pretty rough. And this is back in the present, and Couchpo snaps her fingers. That's what should have been in the video. Anyway, that little aside out of the way, there goes our 5-page Mudroll arc. We cut back to the Eden Zero, traveling in space, back in the main boardroom area. I forgot the proper name for it, the meeting room, whatever. And we definitely see Hermit and Shiki, and I think that's Witch's legs. It might be Homura's. But Hermit says, "Well, our Mother Ether collecting is coming along nicely." And Shiki is just bouncing up and down. What kind of planet is next? A cat planet? A bunny planet? Why are your ideas so fairy tale? And then our hermit looks at this readout. We aren't picking up any readings right now. We'll just have to kind of sail around a while until we get something. And Homura is just like all excited. I don't suppose there's a training planet. And Wise snapped at her, we just trained our butts off. There is no end to training. And then we see Witch and Sister. And Witch is kind of thinking about something. And Sister asks, what's up, Witch? And then Witch says, perhaps we should leave the Aoi cosmos for a time. Huh? Lord Ziggy, Nero, even the Interstellar Union Army. There are too many powerful ethers in this cosmos right now. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. And Sister kind of, Sister kind of brushes her off. A bad feeling? So unscientific. I can hardly believe you're an android. But Hermit responds, but she might have a point. On which turns to Shiki. What shall we do, great Demon King? And Shiki just kind of takes it all in. And then we cut to Rebecca's room. For something completely different. As we come back to B-cubing, as we see, I'm guessing Rebecca doing some editing on her bed. Couchpo really knows how to be a top B-cuber. And Happy responds, we're lucky that she's going to be nearby to give us advice for a while. And then Happy looks over at the B-cube and turns to Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca, there's writing on your B-cube. Why did you put that there? And it says Eden 0 on it. I'm trying to remember the B-cube that was found in, like, 5,000 years in the future or whatever, back in, like, Chapter 5 or whenever it was. Didn't that have writing on it? Did it have the writing Eden 0 on it? Is this setting up for whatever the hell happened in that first flash forward? I don't know. But Rebecca just smiles. Sometime after Red Cave. Remember? We were all relaxing and living it up. It was so much fun. It made me think, and she's flashing back to Red Cave itself. For a second there, I thought she was talking about something that happened after Red Cave. But no, about the Red Cave incident itself. It made me think, the Eden 0 is like family to me now. So that's why. I wanted to carve its name on something I care about. And then Happy just looks at her, smiling, and then says, too bad you couldn't get it with better lettering. It's nice. It looks handwritten. And then her B-cube beeps. We bring you a special emergency report. Just days after the robot, and now it's in the briefing room too. Just days after the robot uprising, my nose feels a little bit clogged today for some reason. Just days after the robot uprising that occurred on Foresta, similar revolts have broken out on Sultan and 5 other planets. Okay. Because Ziggy did mention last time that Foresta was just a test. And now here's what it was a test for. And Shiki looks at the TV stunned, or the screen stunned. The temple has sent oceans to each of the planets, and all the violence has been suppressed. Order is currently being restored. In response to these events, the temple has declared all bots to be dangerous. Poseidon Shora has said the following. And we see Shora in like a press conference, which is definitely an interesting look for him. It just really reminds me what I really love about Nero's aesthetic, is that he feels like a ruler, like an actual government head, in the way that, Crime Lord Draken or Pirate Queen Elsie don't really feel like. But anyway, Shiki looks at him. So that's Shora. And Wise kind of grins. His face says he's not very bright. And Homura looks at him, as does yours, Wise. Oops. And then Shora speaks. People of the Aoi cosmos, children of Nero. When did we begin to fear machines? We once had the option to live together in peace, but now a virus that affects robots is spread throughout the Aoi cosmos. We are the human race. Will we live in fear of machines? Never! Therefore, we have come to a difficult decision. To protect the people of Aoi, the children of Nero, we will eliminate androids from the Aoi cosmos. Every last one of them. And that seems to be met with, cheers from the crowd. Judgment Day starts now. The age of cowering and fear of these robots has come to an end. Okay. So that's a lot to take in right there. Let's take a minute and really dig into that. First thing is one of those things that's been bothering me for a while is his usage of "we are the human race" to refer to the people of the Empire, including this, melonhead news reporter and his octopus adopted father. They're all humans by that reading. So I don't really know why, is humans here just an umbrella term for all organic life? Or what's going on here? Is there some kind of human alien distinction in the Eden Zero universe? Or is it just that or is human just an umbrella term for all living beings? I don't know. Anyway, we also see, there's definitely, I'm trying to find the right way to phrase this. There's some complexity here. I don't really think that there's a direct, racial metaphor going, a specific racial metaphor going on, whatever the hell Titan is doing in any given episode. Something like that. I don't think that's what's going on here. But there is still a very kind of, tightrope act the show is doing. As, we see that both, as sort of a, villains on both sides sort of thing. How both, Ziggy and his anti-human, mindset, and people like Shora and Original Mueller, and their anti-robot, mindsets. I don't know. There's still just things floating on in my mind right now. Anyway, Judgment Day starts now. The age of cowering and fear of these robots has come to an end. And the crew all reacts in shock. Moscow especially, sweating bullets there. They're gonna come after him next. And we see Rebecca running in. As the newscaster says, this announcement has sparked chaos on every planet. And Rebecca comes in, hey, you saw the news? And Happy screams, what's going to happen? And Shiki says, they're going to massacre every robot in the Aoi cosmos? Xenolith and Nadia live here. So we see that Shiki, very clearly, contextualize it to the people he cares about, which is interesting. But Wise responds, but come on, can they really do that? And Homer responds, I know not, but they did make short work of several revolts. And then Hermit responds, I couldn't even guess how they planned to kill everyone, but that thing about stopping robot violence is probably fake. Huh? I checked, and there are no signs that there had ever been any large servers close to anywhere but Foresta. Oh, so there couldn't have been a virus without the server, which means it's a lie. A way to something that Shora made up to drum up support for his anti-robot shit. Okay. Which means what? It means there's no proof of any robot uprisings on any of the other planets. Ziggy wasn't involved. And then we see Hermit now, shaking and tearing up. They wanted an excuse to wipe out all of the machines. So they went to planets where the bots had done nothing wrong and killed innocent androids. And that clearly pisses Shiki off. So yeah. Shora has never been a particularly deep character, but this is just kind of taking it to a new level. And then we come to the Edens 1. As Ziggy is also listening to the news. It's so kind of Nero's offspring to react exactly as I expected. And one of the members of the Dark Stars, whose name I can't quite remember, says, you mean the robot massacre? If he wants to destroy all the robots at once, then he has one option. The last resort allowed only to the rulers of the temple. The All-Link system. This is what I've been waiting for. Okay, my guess is this All-Link system is something that connects every bot in the Aoi cosmos, and you can either use it as a self-destruct system, which might be how Shora is going to use it as, or to spread Ziggy's virus. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how all this plays out. Anyway, we then come to Nero 66. As Shora is just kind of lounging. I know what you're after, Ziggy. This is what you want, isn't it? All Link, the system that commands all the bots in the Aoi cosmos. Oh, so Shora is playing Ziggy's game to get Ziggy to play Shora's game. And Shora grins. So, will you take the bait? Of course, if you do, you'll be digging your own grave. And that's 134. I love this chapter. Like, this chapter is just fantastic. It's complex, it's interesting, it's really, really fucking good. You know, I'm really, like, with this, you know, I imagine, I'm kind of shocked we didn't really get it in this chapter. But given Shora's announcement, I imagine that is going to be the thing that makes Shiki turn down Witch's offer to leave the Aoi Cosmos and say that we have to stay here, we have to stop Shora. And just Shora, given that he does not yet know Ziggy's role in this whole conflict. But like the news broadcast is so good. And I really love that we have a quick moment of peace and happiness and just like letting the characters breathe. Which I've been following this One Piece blog that's like goes back and deep analyzes some of the earlier chapters. And one of the things they're always harping on is what makes One Piece work is that the characters have time to breathe before big action scenes. And that's really the thing of like, especially the first quarter of the chapter, but really the whole first half. You know, the mud roll segment is just the gang having fun. And like they're still doing plot things, but like it's plot things that are so silly that it's just, you know, they're there to have a blast. It's there so that we can have fun. Watching the characters. It's good. I love the mud roll scene. And then we have a bit more of a serious conversation, but it's still filled with just the characters kind of bantering. Sisters, a bad feeling, so unscientific line. We also have the great scene of Happy and Rebecca talking about her B-Cube, and how the Eden Zero has like become a family for her. And just then, like with that, the plot just kind of explodes. We get the broadcast, we get Shora's press conference, which again is one of the things that I really love about the Nero Empire, is that they feel like a government. They feel like actual, you know, even like the IUA doesn't really feel like a government. They feel like an army that shows up every now and then to cause trouble, and we know they're for a government, but we don't really have any sense of the government they're propping up. It's not like the world government in One Piece, which we've seen a good deal of. Not a whole lot. There's still a lot of mystery there, but still, we know what it is. The government the IUA is supporting is very not undefined as of yet. I'll say that much. But like the Nero Empire has press conferences. It feels like a government. I just love the concept of Shora giving a press conference. Though, like, Shora's just a really weird figure to give a press conference, as he's just so edgy looking. Like, he doesn't even take off his eye makeup. Like, the claws on his eyes. But I do love that scene. I love the kind of, there's, I mean, I say moral complexity, but it's like, both sides are very clearly bad. You know, both Shora and Ziggy are very clearly evil. But it's a conflict where both sides are wrong. And which means that when the Eden Zero gang has to stop them, they will have 2, maybe 3 enemies if the IUA picks the worst possible time to show up. And then, yeah, I love the scene after that as the gang kind of works out that Shora is just fucking lying. And has massacred a bunch of androids as an excuse to massacre all of them. And I love the kind of game of wits going on between Ziggy and Shora. We haven't quite seen Shora's plan yet, but like Ziggy trying to get Shora to give him access to the All-Link system, and Shora also has some kind of plan with that. Yeah, there's just a lot to love here. This is a great chapter, and I cannot fucking wait to see where Eden Zero goes next. So, yeah, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you'll enjoy the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe. You know, do whatever makes you happy, you know? And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!